Hi, and welcome to Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I'll be doing a collective read. Now, before I get into my normal little intro, I do want to say that the energy coming into this reading, it felt a lot like, remember who you are. And there was some sort of stern, powerful energy behind that. There's a sense of gravitas to remember who you are. Collective, I don't know what is going on. Maybe I'm seeing like snowy Alps. I'm seeing kind of like hard winters. So it may be ancestral. It may be someone from your ancestral line is trying to not remember, that's not what I meant to say. Someone from your ancestral line is trying to bring you to remember who you are. I just heard there's strength running through your veins. Okay. So that's a little bit of what I was feeling during meditation coming into this reading. So we're going to roll with that. But first, if you've been here before, you know that I've been putting in chapter markers. So if you want to hear the intro or move right over to the reading, you can pop about as you do. It's in the timeline and in the description box below with whatever decks that I've used, any references that I might make, because that happens. But if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for taking a chance on this teeny tiny little tarot channel. I know I don't have a whole lot of videos just yet, but I really enjoy reading. All likes, shares, and subscribes are deeply appreciated because it helps my message reach more people who maybe want to hear my stories. And I'm going to put a chapter marker here for the tarot intro for those who are new to my channel and new to tarot. So if you've heard it before, you can go ahead and mosey on over into the read or the pre-shuffle. But if you're interested in hearing the tarot intro, it's nothing intense, but it is food for thought. So, tarot and oracle are tools for self-reflection. That's how I see it. It's meant to help guide you when you're using your internal moral compass in pursuit of your own particular brand of happiness. I'm an intuitive reader, so I know the tarot and I will read the oracles, but I also work with my guides and my ancestors and the energies that I do, particularly with lunar energy and storm energy. And it's incredibly pertinent because it is currently raining right now. And I have my window open because I like to draw the energy from the natural events that happen around my home. And so I just want to be clear for you not to give your power up to a tarot reading. I'm reading the energy as it stands right now, but it's liable to change based on decisions that you make. And there are only so many cards in a deck. So when a card comes out, I will interpret it and say, this is this archetype theme, cycle. Or my ancestors will be like, hey, here's what needs to be affixed with it. 'Cause sometimes, even if the message doesn't seem to line up perfectly with the card, it's because my ancestors are picking the closest approximation to what they want to say. It's my job to interpret it. And it's for you to figure out whether or not it resonates. And it may not always do that because of the fact that this is a general reading. I'm tapping onto a lot of energies. So only take it if it resonates. And resonates is a good example would be like when you hear something I say, it like automatically plucks on a heartstring. It immediately takes you to a person, place, thing, memory, event, immediately. No downtime. You know exactly where this energy is taking you to. It'll feel something like that happened to me last year, or that's happening to me right now, or there are certain thoughts or feelings that I've had that I haven't expressed to anyone, but here it is in a reading. That's what resonating looks like. It's not like listening to the reading and being like, that doesn't really sound like me. I would never do that, or they would never do that. It probably isn't your reading for that day. Now there are, and it has happened to other readers, there are people who will watch a reading and get real head up and triggered and put something in the comments like, you don't know what you're talking about. But the thing is, that tells me more about the viewer than it does about my own reading style or the reading style of other people. What it tells me is this person, new. It's a collective read. It's on YouTube. with thousands of other tarot readers using thousands of other different cards. But they heard something that plucked on a heartstring that likely they weren't ready to have plucked on, i.e., there's some internal journeying that they have to do, because it is a general, not a specific, not a personal. So they have to ask themselves why they reacted like that in a general reading, not specific to them, on a platform with thousands of tarot readers. You know what I mean? And I believe in fate and destiny. I do. I just think it only takes you so far. You know, it affords you the opportunity of happiness to walk different path lines, but you have to decide whether or not you're going to take a path, say a thing, act in accordance to your own happiness, you know, advocate for yourself, not to speak up, not speak up, all of those things. It's a collaborative effort. The universe can provide you the props for the stage show, but you have to write the play. You have to write the story. That's essentially how I feel. Anyhow, it's a tool for self-reflection. It's a guide should you choose it. Okay, so let's get into the pre-shuffle, which is essentially me shuffling an oracle deck, cutting the deck in the middle, and reading from the bottom and the middle twice in order to get an energy that the collective may be feeling as they are coming into my reading. So, oh, we have a volunteer. So we have the trick. Oh, I'm hearing trickster. And I can't tell if this is a bear or a badger, but it doesn't really matter because with this trick card, I'm getting trickster energy. Now, if you are... oh, and I didn't even realize there was a card that turned around in the deck, which is the patience card. So I'll address both of these, a volunteer, and here's the thing. When a volunteer comes out, I feel like, and they turn around in the deck, it's either what the collective is feeling underneath all of it, behind the scenes, internally. But in this moment, I feel like this is spirit and this is the collective. Trickster energy isn't about an entity or a god or a deity or whatever you want to call it, an elemental that is there just to hassle you and make problems for you. No, it's there to guide people when they need guidance. It's also to humble people who are, you know, being some kind of way. And it is what I would call, like, in the tarot, we have the Tower, right? The Tower card is a card that seems, you know, upheaval, unexpected, deep transformation. The trickster entity in several different cultures has a similar effect. They come into the life kind of like a little wrecking crew, and they take down things that don't need to be in our life. Whether or not we're arrogant and we are hurting other people, they humble us. Whether or not we're living well below our means and we're allowing behavior that should not be, you know, allowed, they come in like a little wrecking crew and they like start, you know, ending relationships, ending jobs, ending connections in order to make way for the true thing that would make you more abundant, the true thing that would lead to your happiness. There's so many stories about trickster energies that come to help people. It isn't just that they come make problems. It seems that way because they have Tower energy. They're getting rid of shit that doesn't need to be or shouldn't be to allow for lessons to be learned and abundance to be gained. Now, the Patience card is something about the collective. And again, because I heard know who you are, there is strength running through your veins. You as a collective know when those Tower moments come. You know when this trickster energy comes in. And I'm hearing someone say, bide your time. Just bide your time. Everything will unfold as it will. It seems like someone in the collective, it may only be one or two people, but someone in the collective is very aware that they need to hold strength within themselves to get through these Tower moments, because it's leading to something that is going to be put towards their abundance or put towards their happiness or put towards their elevation, you know, whatever it is. Okay, so then we have Patience again and Rest. Interesting. So you saw me shuffle. So Patience and Rest. So again, the collective understands that, okay, I just heard nothing is on my timeline. It's on divine timing. And the collective is taking the time like a bear connected to the earth. And this is maybe a niche view. Our oldest ancestors that we're all connected to, the oldest ancestors that we're all connected to is the earth or the trees. This is why the bear is here under the rest, because bear energy is very grounded, very earth energy. So yes, this may be ancestors from your specific cultural heritage, but it also is the ancestors of the earth, of the grounded, the strength, the rocks, the mountains, the trees. You understand that there's a certain amount of patience that's needed in order to regain strength, to regain perspective, to rejuvenate yourself. It's like collective. I'm going to say it almost is this, the tower is happening or is going to happen. That it's meant for your, progression in a positive way. And there's a small part of me that makes me feel, take it as a resonate, that you all asked for this. Whether or not you said it in passing, like, as people want to do when they say, I just wish this was easier. They say that out to the air. Ancestors are listening. The earth hears. The trees hear. The mountains and rocks, they hear what we put out into the earth. When we're saying it from the deepest part of ourselves, when we're being the most honest, and and the frustration that we're putting out is, I wish this was easier. And your ancestors listen, that means they're going to start working with the universe to shift things around in your life to make your life easier. But just like when you're recovering from an injury and you have to do physical therapy, it's a little bit difficult in the beginning, and sometimes it can be painful, but it's ultimately for your good to gain your strength back, to recondition, to allow yourself to heal and be better for it. It's the pain of healing. Man, this feels super fucking... honestly, there's a certain level of reverence that I feel that I need to be going into this reading. Like something much older than I can conceptualize. Okay, we're going to cut one more time. Trust and rebirth. Or... that's what I heard. Let's change those around. Trust in your rebirth. The tower moment is being put in your way, in your path, in your life, because you are moving on to a 2.0 version of yourself. Again, know who you are. There is strength running through your veins. This is it's almost like I wish you guys could hear it the way that I hear it. It's almost like a rumbling. It's almost like its voice is thunder. It's almost like the voice is thunder through a snow-capped mountain. Know who you are. There is strength in your veins. Trust in your rebirth. Oh, and this wants to peek out. The universe, your ancestors, they're trying to communicate. It almost feels like I'm hearing they've been trying to communicate this to you. Trust in your rebirth. Hold on. I just saw a bear in my head emerging from hibernation into the spring. If bear energy because we had it twice in these cards, because I said, is this a badger or is this a bear? Then we had a bear, and then I'm seeing a bear coming out of hibernation. So if bear energy is incredibly pertinent to you, if it's a symbol, if it's a tattoo that you have, if it's part of like your culture to revere the bear, or to take the energy of the bear, or to be fierce like a bear, to be connected to spirit, like the bear is often seen as like the shamanic animal, is the bear. Because when they hibernate, they go into such deep hibernation that it connects them to the spirit world. Man, there is... This is strong. I'm hearing your ancestors have been watching you for a long time. And they need you to step up for yourself. They need you to find strength in yourself. Sorry, it's making me a little emotional. Because the energy, the power coming through, it deserves some reverence. If you want to say it, it almost feels holy. It's coming from a time period of like 800, the 800s, the 900s. I don't know why it's so strong. I'm seeing bears. I'm seeing mountains. Okay, hold on. I need to figure out. I had, again, like my last reading, I had tarot all ironed out for today, but this requires something different. Sorry, those cards are very shiny. Let me... Hold on, I'm going to have to edit it because I have to go grab this particular oracle. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am going to continue to pull the cards, but I'm going to use what's called the Runic Tarot, because while I was sitting there waiting for the tarot to call which one to use, I heard Northman country. So if you have Norse descent or connected to Norse culture, it feels like, oh, if you're connected to Odin. At any rate, I'll be using this one, but we're going to grab the oracles first. As per usual for me. I'll move my bell back a little bit so we have more room. Okay, so, wow. Wow. Okay. Again, the rebirth card. Sorry, they're so glossy. The rebirth card. The snake represents rebirth because it sheds its skin cyclically. So that makes me feel that the progression of who you are, learning who you are, finding your strength is not it's not an event. It's a process. It's something that you will continue to do in this journey. Consistently recognizing how you keep up leveling, how you keep evolving, how you're gaining more inner strength. You may even be in pursuit of outer physical strength. Like maybe you are wanting to, spend more time like at the gym or something like that. But there's more focus on inner strength and how cyclically we have to shed the skin of who we were, that past version of ourselves, so that we can grow into the newer, stronger version of ourselves. Again, the patience card. Man, this message is coming in so strong. It's about trusting the process. And again, I said the collective already knows that they have to be patient. They already know it's the divine timing. They already know, bide your time. It'll happen at the right point. It almost feels like, again, I said it felt like the collective called in this tower moment, called in this moment of transformation, upheaval, and change. Because deep down you heard the thumbing drum of your ancestors being like, there is power running in your veins. Remember who you are. Now you may not have Norse cultural heritage or Scandinavian cultural heritage, but the point is the same. If it resonates, if you feel like your ancestors are calling upon you to find inner strength, to remember who you are, you may be guided not just to remember who you are and know your strength, but actually doing research into where your family line comes from, learning the traditions and the belief systems and the ways of your roots. And that leads to a whole nother version of you. It incorporates the modern you, the person that you are now, while also honoring and respecting your ancestral heritage and pulling strength from your roots, pulling strength from who you are now, pulling strength into who you will become through every single rebirth. You know it's going to take time, because nothing worth having is easy. Nothing worth having isn't what's the word I want to say? Nothing worth having is easy. Everything takes effort. Man. Okay. Wisdom. This seems so profound. Yes, through your rebirth, you're learning more. Wisdom isn't just knowledge. Wisdom is learning where you come from, learning who you are, learning the knowledges that you want to gain and applying the knowledge, having both intellect in interpersonal and spiritual in how you conduct yourself. Wisdom is a whole conglomeration of things. It's like it's a joint effort between you and like your ancestral line. You've asked for something to be easier. You've asked for change. Again, whether or not you said it out loud in a moment of pure honesty and maybe frustration where you're like, I wish things were easier. I wish I was stronger. I wish things would change. Your ancestors were listening. Maybe you actually spent time to meditate and talk to your ancestors and said, grant me the strength to move forward in the way that I want to and that I need to. Let's get one more. Collaborate. Work with your ancestors. I don't know how it could be any more clear. Your ancestors, don't make it fit. But if you feel that you've had that ancestral call to research your family line, to research where you came from, research way back where your roots came from, who you are now, to deep dive introspection and retrospection over what you've done, looking within yourself and how to become the 2.0 of yourself. It's not just you alone out there doing it. Your ancestors are by your side. They are calling for the same change that you are calling for. Know or remember who you are. There is strength running through your veins. Let's get this started. Let's get the story started. What has the collective been going through that the ancestors have been watching and have now been stepping in to help gain strength? Okay, so we'll start with this one. The moon. The moon is about hidden, well, not hidden, well, no, I said hidden, okay, hidden truths, uncertainty, cycles. This feels like this is about feeling a little lost, feeling like you've lost your way. feeling like you need guidance, feeling like you need light to illuminate the path. Again, when I said that you called in these moments of transformation and upheaval, maybe you even said, I don't know what to do. And your ancestors are trying to help guide you. Why the ancestors are stepping forward and trying to help you remember that you are strong and you can do it, you can make it, you can persevere, you can push forward, you can build your strength. It's because they heard you feeling uncertain. They heard you feeling a little lost. And we have Page of Swords. They are communicating to you from a distance. Maybe you felt... they're not only are they communicating to you from a distance. I mean, it is quite literally a distance. If we're talking about true ancestors from, like I said, I'm feeling 800s to 900s. They are communicating to you over centuries, beyond the veil. And they're trying to help you to see a truth. They're trying to help you look into how to build your truth, whether or not it is, going internally, doing hermit mode stuff, working on shadow, making yourself strong internally and externally. Like maybe you want to do like a health journey. Maybe you want to get physically fit. They are communicating from you from a distance about how to guide you out of this uncertainty, how to guide you out of these cycles that maybe you feel stuck in. They are literally communicating to you through time itself. What else is going on with the collective that the ancestors are stepping forward for? The Chariot. Normally when I see the Chariot, I talk about movement. I talk about things coming in fast. But it's also about balance. It's about getting your internal world and your external world, or your shadow and your light, in balance to move towards a goal. If these two that were leading this chariot were going in different directions, the chariot couldn't go forward because shadow wants one thing and the light wants the other thing. Your inner world wants one thing, but what you present to the outer world is something else. They need to be in alignment in order for you to progress forward. Your ancestors are coming in not only because at some level maybe there was uncertainty or you felt lost, and they're trying to communicate to you beyond the veil, beyond like time itself, is because they're trying to help you understand that there's a certain balance that needs to be achieved in order for you to move forward. And once those things come into balance, the momentum forward will start to pick up. That's what the chariot does. When these two that are leading the chariot are in alignment, they can move forward quickly and change how you perceive things. Not just on a micro scale, just in your world, but like how you view micro scale and how you view your personal world, but how you view the actual world. The ancestors are here to help you see the truth about yourself, how to change your perspective on self. Because they're saying, remember who you are. There's strength running in those veins. Even if you feel lost, even if you wish things were easier, or you wish that things could change, the universe is saying, beyond the veil, beyond time itself, get yourself in balance. You can do it. You are strong. It will change how you look at things. Let us help guide you. Let us help you see the truth. Okay, this came out, but didn't want to fall to the table. We have the High Priestess, asking to trust their intuition. Nope, I just heard, because this is internal. I just heard this is your thoughts, collective. You know that you should be trusting your intuition. I honestly, This is not going to resonate with everyone, but honestly, for this particular collective that I'm tapping into today, you know that the ancestors are calling upon you. You can feel their presence. You know you've been using your intuition, and your intuition tells you that your ancestors, your family line, the earth itself is trying to help you remember who you are and to gain strength from your ancestry, from your roots, from who you are, from who you will become. You know this. You can tell this. This is not a question. This is a heart pluck moment. Maybe you've been petitioning to your ancestors. Maybe you've been meditating. Maybe you've been speaking to them in dreams. Queen of Swords didn't want to pop out, but it's in my hand. Being discerning about how you move forward in your rebirth. Because some people can't come with you. The Queen of Swords is someone who has lived a life that it doesn't matter the gender. It's just the energy. This Queen of Swords energy has lived a life in which she's experienced pain, but also has learned to be discerning. She's still open to opportunities and experiences and people and connections, but that sword of truth is always by her because she knows who she is. She knows she has strength despite the shit she went through before. The pain and the hurt. She can stand in her power. She knows she's holding her own truth. She's letting people step forward, but she's being discerning in who she allows to be in her energy and who she knows she has to leave behind because they're not helping. That they're holding her back. Again, not gender. It is just the energy of that card. There we go. Queen of Swords came out again. Confirmation. This is what your ancestors are driving home. The strength. Knowing to pull lessons from the past hurts, past pains, past fumbles, but standing in your truth, not closing yourself off because you don't want to get hurt, being open to experiences while holding on to your truth, not jeopardizing yourself, what you stand for, what your authentic truth is for anybody. Because if they don't align with you, then they don't need to come with you on this journey. This just popped up in my face. This is the Eight of Swords. This popped up in my face. It didn't come to the table. This is a moment that the collective may have, that there is self-doubt. This is a moment in which maybe at times we're not perfect. We are people. We're not static. We are continually growing, progressing, evolving. But sometimes we can backslide. That happens. In this journey of finding the strength within yourself, there are times, again, this didn't come to the table, this flipped around in my hand, that you recognize those moments when you doubt. You recognize those moments when you self-limit. You recognize those moments when you're like, oh, I just slipped back into an old version of me when I'm trying to move towards a newer version. You recognize it. Again, not bad. It's just recognition. It is part of the healing process. Page of Cups. This is opening yourself up to new emotional connections. It doesn't have to be romance, but allowing yourself to be vulnerable emotionally. This is being able to disclose to friends when you're having a hard time. This is being able to open up to family members when you're having a hard time. This is being able to open up to your partner when you're having a hard time, or when your partner has hurt you, or when your friends hurt you, or when your family hurts you. Because just because they are your friends, your family, your partner, doesn't mean that they won't hurt you. And I'm not saying to do it on purpose, but it's like the same thing of like someone not knowing that they hurt you, but they hurt you anyways. Think about it like a physical injury. Like if your partner, your best friend, or your family member was carrying like, I don't know, a couple of pots in their hand, and they walked by you and they happened to lose grip and those pots fell on your toe, and it hurt you. They didn't mean to hurt you, but they still hurt you. When they ask you, are you okay? What do you say? If they broke your toe, do you say, oh, I'm fine? Or you say, I'm in pain. I think my toe is broken. You know, like if it's hard for you to conceptualize, because I know for a lot of us, I know I do it, that you don't want to tell someone that you love that they hurt you because you don't want to hurt them. But part of being able to grow the strength internally is to be able to speak your truth. If someone hurt you and you know they didn't mean to do it intentionally, but you still need to let them know this hurt me. Put it in context of they drop pots or like a sack of rice or something on you and they hurt you. They didn't mean to, but they still need to be made aware that what happened hurt you. Being emotionally vulnerable. It also is being open to love. Take it as it resonates. It could apply both ways. It could, apply just one or the other. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Yep. After all of that I just said, this is like, that is the truth. I'm hearing more than anything, this is about your ancestors wanting you to stand in your authentic truth. Because if someone has an issue with you standing in your authentic truth, then you have to reevaluate whether or not you want that energy around you. Because you can't spend your life trying to placate other people. You need to stand in your truth. That doesn't mean going around and telling everyone off and being like, this is what I think. But if someone hurts you, you say something. If someone disrespects you, you correct them and you say something. If you feel like someone is holding you back, or you feel like a situation is holding you back, you feel like a job is holding you back, you feel a relationship is disempowering, stand in your truth. 10 toes down. Stand in your truth and move towards what is actually the best for you, what is actually in alignment with you, what actually will bring you happiness, because that is true inner strength. Again, remember who you are. You have strength running through your veins. Oh, I'm getting emotional. This energy is so big. So big. Okay. I'm told that is the message. I'm to grab oracle cards. So I'm going to grab another oracle card from those animal oracles. I'm going to read the card, and I'm also going to pull one which is called the Bloodlands, which is about the land. Because ancestors, the land is our ancestor, the ancestor we all have in common. Okay, so northern spirit guides. Help me pull an oracle that you... Oh, I'm getting emotional. Help me pull an oracle that the collective absolutely needs to hear. Okay. Okay. We'll put that there. And I'm going to get an oracle from the Bloodlands thing too. The Bloodlands Oracle. This is the Land Oracle. Show me an oracle that the collective absolutely needs to see. The Burn. Okay, so we have... Oh my god, I can already feel where this is going. Adaption and the Burn. So let me go ahead and get the books for those so I can read them to you. Okay, so adaption or adaptation, however you want to say it, or however you're supposed to say it. Hold on, it should be at the beginning because it's an A word. Oh, okay. Well, let's look at the Index then. What? Is it not here? Oh, I see. It's not underneath the word adaptation. It's under the word octopus. Okay. Well, I wish that wish that was more obvious to me. Sorry. Okay, so 84. Sorry about the outside noise. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so adaptation. This card represents adapting to new situations, flexibility, and adjustment. Octopuses are fascinating, intelligent creatures with the ability to adapt their bodies in many ways, from camouflaging themselves by changing color of their skin to mimicking the movement of other marine life, to squeeze in and out of incredibly tight spots. They are even capable of leaving the water for a time to avoid predators. Much like salamanders, octopuses are regenerative creatures. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Regenerative, and then we have this card that's coming up that I'm going to read called The Burn. Much like salamanders, octopuses are regenerative creatures. Again, let me just grab this card if I can grab it. Rebirth. Capable of regrowing limbs and can disguise themselves with shells of sea debris to avoid detection. This card symbolizes adapting to your surroundings with ease and agility. It is the ability to think on your feet and outside of the box. The octopus may urge you to read a situation from a new angle or take a new approach to your problem. The octopus is a creative problem solver, and this card encourages you to be the same. Take a step back and do not get tangled up in crisis. Regroup, and then begin the resolution afresh. Okay, and now I'm going to read The Burn. Oop. The Burn. Healing trauma, recovery, and rejuvenation. The forest after a wildfire can be an apocalyptic scene. Blackened snags, toppled trunks, ashen grounds devoid of life. What lies under the charred soil, however, are the seeds of the next great forest, and the heat of the fire has just cracked them open. When we experience trauma, it may be impossible at the time to see our future growth and well-being, and yet it is there, quietly sprouting. The Burn card reminds us that healing is on its way, whether you feel it or not. And that, my friends, is the reading for today. I'm sorry I didn't mean to get so emotional, but I am tapping into that energy of the collective. So somebody in this collective found this pertinent, that it plucked on that heartstring, hardcore, and maybe even made you cry. It made me cry. It's so full of ancient wisdom and reverence. Thank you so much for the honor of reading this message. This is Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I will see you at the next reading.